I've changed a few things with my recording, my streaming setup. I have set up the noise suppression, so hopefully that'll work. I'm still not super pleased with my mouth. I need to figure out how to make my mouth look better, and a tongue and all that stuff. I might end up removing something along the lines of like a noise suppression before the gate, or just removing the gate altogether. Not entirely sure exactly how I want to handle things. I don't know if this even sounds good or not. So, with that being said, I did find the problem with the multiplication. And that was, I was using the information from the empty table, from the MTC, rather than the actual input matrices. So that's me being dumb. Now I think there is a bit of a problem with player Ya here. I don't think it's quite working properly. So one of the things we can take a look at is player Ya. Okay. Now this is actually window dot width divided by, and then window dot width. Okay. So I do have the sensitivity somewhere. Is it mouse dot sensitivity? I think this time. Bring this down a little bit. Input Q, it's fine. So I should be able to have much more, right? Because this should be zipping around, but it's not, and I don't think I have it set up properly. So, it's kind of a problem. That being said, is it actually sending it? It should be sending it. Okay, so it is sending that. Okay. And then that should work. Oh, it's still not working. Non-dead. Interesting. So why you no work? Why you no working? What is the problem? Why are you not working? Okay. fucking dumb fuck. I'm a dumb fuck. I'm a dumb fuck. As huge. Player dot is equal to match more. And I do believe that it is player dot is MDX. There we go, and that's very flashy. Very flashy. So I don't necessarily want it to be quite that flashy. I'm gonna blow this sensitivity by like a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more subdued. I like that. I like that a lot more. That's doing all that stuff just fine. That things that it should be doing. Cool. So let's go in and let's clear out the print. Clear out the no print in there. Where's the print? Where's the other print function? Does I have another print function somewhere? Yeah. Get rid of that one. I have that. That's good. Okay. So what's next? The next part is getting the actual. What is it? The actual. The actual vectors be proper. Screen space vectors. I mean, I could do either the screen space vectors or the pitch. Right? This pitch is basically going to be the same. I mean, pitch is going to be. So the forward vector is going to be. I also need to have a uniform two-player PCH. So I have that. So the player pitch is that. So the vector because the forward vector is just being added to. Right, like the forward vector is just being added to. The forward vector. Oh shit. I think all I need to do is like I think it is just the rotation matrix, right? think it's just a rotation. I think it's literally just a rotation matrix, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Cosine, cosine, minus sine, minus sine, sine minus. Okay. That is. So the rotation matrix is so yeah, I'm just dealing with rotation matrix. Rather than like dealing with like actual imaginary numbers. Like I could just deal with my actual imaginary numbers. It's literally half the size, half the what do you call it? The it's half the data size, right? So it is more compact. It'd be a lot more I don't really know how to put it. Right? But like it is what it is, right? Stop shaking, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see what's going on here. I'm going to here. Let me just say, I'm going to just say a couple things. That sounds like shit. Filters. That is so much more. Yeah, okay, I went down. I mean, I guess it's better. So, this around. I mean, it's just gonna be really hard to beat the turbo fan jet engine in my laptop. So, just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. Yeah, slurping. So, let's go into here and go into what exactly? PCH is so. I mean, forward. I mean, forward is. A fucked up thing, right? I mean, it is kind of a change of basis, right? So, the forward vector. That's why it's column major, so you can just pull out the individual bases, the basis vector. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So let's go into We have the color, we have the SUV. Alright. Let's do so we have that. Here, we don't need to do that. So one of the things we can do here is what we want to do is we want to have the local. We want to convert from local to global. Right. So it is screen space vector to world space vector. TWS, right? And match 3 TWS. So, mat 3 TWS is equal to 3. And here, friends. And here, the x is the right-hand vector. 2 world space. The what? Right-hand vector. Is the what? Okay, that was really bad. Testing, testing. It's like like it doesn't even work. Yeah, it's like the noise gate and... So weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just leave it and deal with it. I'm just gonna have things just kind of be constantly working, I guess, or something, I don't know. I guess I could just get rid of the noise gate altogether. And just, deal with the background noise or something, I don't know. I'll think of something. If the RNN doesn't function properly, because it just locks up and freezes and then there goes my audio. And that's not good. So... yeah... I'm really not happy with how that... okay, well, then I guess get rid of the filter. Get rid of the noise gate. Wait. And I'm also going to get rid of the navigate as well. Close. And I think that'll be it. Because at least then it'll be a lot more stable, it'll be more consistent. I will muck around with everything later, I guess. I don't know. So. So what is the right-hand vector? The right-hand vector is effectively, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the right-hand vector, I'm going to assume that the player is looking down the x-axis, because that makes things easier. I actually think that there's a lot of, that the microphone is picking up a lot of extra garbage. Hence why my face keeps on doing stuff, so I'm going to have to go into face and go into properties, and then increase the requirement for it. Alright. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, that should be fine, right? I don't know. I don't understand. I'll figure it out, I guess. I don't know. So, let's see here. The TWS, so, it's right forward up. Yeah, because that's XYZ. So, it will be right is, so the right hand vector is just a vector 2 of the first column of the current yaw. So it is a vec3. That's not how to type in here. So it is a vec3. And it is the xy. The right hand is the xy, right? So the right hand is just the player yaw at index 0. 0.0 forward. Now, forward is a little bit strange, right? So, forward is the second index, index 1, multiplied by index 0 of pitch. Oh, no, multiplied by pitch. Yeah, it's index 1 multiplied by pitch in the YZ plane. Right. So I actually think I need to create different vector trees, because doing all this math manually seems like a colossal pain in the ass. Well, yeah, because you move that up first. And then you multiply the entire thing. Wait, hold on. Oh, shit. It's, it is a, it's a, yeah, because pitch happens first, right? Pitch always happens first. So it is, oh, what is it? It's a, Vec 3. And it's like a bunch of weird shit. Because do I actually want to extrapolate it? Because if I extrapolate it, right? Because if I make it, because if I expand it out into the full 3x3, then yeah, I think it'll be a lot easier to manage. Because yaw is everything but y, and pitch is everything but x. So son of a bitch. Oh, but if I do that, then all I need to do is just... Okay, I feel like, because it's like the forward and all that shit, right? Because it needs to be like the identity, right? And then I could do individual operations upon that, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that works, right? Yeah. Because then I can do that 3 yeah is equal to 3 player yaw right? Because it's like player yaw that, and then right. Oh, I mean, I could do Vec 3. There you go. And that's 3. 0.0. So that's yaw. And then I can do a mat 3. Pitch is equal to a, and I think the x is, yeah, okay, is equal to a mat 3. And then this is a vec 3. One point oh zero vec 3. This is 0.0. Player pitch 0. Vec 3. 0.0. Player PCH. Okay. So that's how that works. That should be fine. Hello. How's it going? How's the, yeah, I need to do some research and look into that game that I was telling you about, because it's a really cool game. Like, the entire purpose is to showcase the, yeah. Hopefully, like, I'm waiting until I can get, you know, some channel points and stuff. Because, you know, I have, like, the konnichiwa, bitches. There's just a lot that I want to look into it for, you know. Something with, like, the channel point redeems and all that stuff. I have no idea what all that stuff looks like. But yeah, how do you like the new face? How do you like the new PNG? I finally got the ear floofs in. I did that this morning. The ear floofs are updated. But yeah, so let's see here. I think I can do... At 1 point. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. There's still a few things that I don't really like. I don't like the bottom jaw when it's open. I don't really know how I'm going to fix that either. It just doesn't quite look right to me. So still need to fix that. How about that? A little bit better? Yeah, it's a little bit more responsive. I like that responsiveness. Hopefully I can get an actual functioning microphone at some point in the not too distant future. But I don't have money for that. actual position and rotation is pretty much spot on to how I want it. I could make the mouth open a little bit more. Obviously, it's the actual shape of it, the tip, the shape of the lip versus the chin doesn't quite look right to me. I think the lip is too far forward, is what I think the problem is. Like, it looks like the lip is like poking out more. It looks like a straight up cylinder as the bottom jaw part, and I don't like that. I just need to like look at it and figure out, analyze it a little bit more, figure out what would look better, you know. Look at more references and stuff, I guess, maybe, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Probably tomorrow morning. So, I have this. And I think all I need to do is just multiply pitch by yaw, I think. And then take it as is. Because I think that would work. Yeah, I think if I multiply pitch by yaw, it should work. So, mat 3 screen to world is equal to, I think it's pitch on the left multiplied by yaw on the right. Or is that the order? Or is it the other way? The order does matter. I think it's actually the other way. I think you multiply in reverse order. So, it should be yaw times pitch. Is that how that works? I can't fucking remember. I mean, if it's incorrect, then I can just swap them. It's fine. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is applied in reverse order. So it should be yaw times pitch. I think so. Because it's yaw times pitch times... No. Because matrix is... Yeah, matrix is on the left. Times a vertical vector. So you multiply that by the thing to get the result. So it should be. Should be. Yaw times pitch. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So it should be yaw times pitch, and then what is this part? this part is the vector casting, or pixel vector calculations, pixel vector attach. Every time I do, like I've remade this stuff so many times, and every single time I do it slightly different. So, which probably isn't like the best way of doing it, but you know, it is what it is. So the vector fetch is equal to the local vec3 local is equal to our screen svec is the screen vector is equal to vec3 of should be SUV 1.0 dot xzy. This is going to throw an error. Xzy, svec, sv, yeah, xzy. Because this is just an easier way of handling. I just handle the swizzle. So or I could just say Ray. Because I think I could just do R dire is equal to STW times. And then here I can say call is equal to R dire. And then hopefully I didn't do anything incorrectly. Now, clear and large dot. Son of a bitch. Of course it's out of range. Yeah, it's 0 index, not 1 index. Okay, that looks correct. Yep, that is done, and that is up in blue, up in the top. I can't look up or down yet, but that is correct, and I do believe that is, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I mean, that's a little, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. I think there's a little, oh, no, it's actually fine. It will always look a little bit weird at first. So Joseph from who? Jonathan who? Qu'est-ce que c'est? I feel like I should be swearing more in JoJo. I never watched JoJo. I can type it out in Japanese though. There we go. Or how about katakana? Oh, Japanese. I need to do more. Oh my god. Dios mío. So we have that. Now, what I need to do is set the past on. Is that the character is Americans? The lines are set in English. That's pretty cool. So, clear it all. Okay. MDY is equal to mat norm. Window dot W. Normally you would want to have separate, a lot of times you have independent sensitivity for X and Y on mouse. To the window, to the wall. Is this correct? Yes. B1. Oh yeah, bonus points. Scooby Snacks, if you know what movie this particular song is from. This is a remix. But Scooby Snacks, if you know what movie this is from. Lady. Player dot PCH. Scooby was a Great Dane. Well, I mean, he was a Eldritch horror, like fucking Lovecraftian Eldritch horror. But you know. Based off of a Great Dane. Scooby's a Great Dane. Correct. Yeah, he's an Eldritch horror. Akin to Cthulhu and the whole mythos, yeah. Yeah. And they like canonically turned Scrappy-Doo evil and killed him off to never return to the franchise ever again. I think that movie is the movie that canonically made Scooby-Doo an alien. Basically. pitch. But that song was from the movie To Live and Die in L.A. Very good movie. It's actually about the Secret Service going after counterfeiters. But the other talking about the girl. Oh, interesting. I still think it's hilarious that that Scrappy Doo was hated so much that they literally canonically just turned him evil and killed him off. Like, even the creators fucking hated his guts. So let's see here. So that should be it. Yeah. I think that should be fine, right? Yeah. Ew. Guess who has it working? Except I can. One day. Right, okay. Okay, yeah, so that should be correct. How do I make it, how do I clamp that shit again? I think it's, if it ever goes... Yeah, because I think it's, if it ever goes negative, right? I turn it to, like, math.min or math.max or some shit like that, right? So what I can do is, if I go into, so pitch, here, in here, right? So I have the map model. Oh, shit. I like Baby No Money. I don't really listen to a lot of music anymore, so I can't really say that I, like, listen to him, but I like him. My favorite vocal, I mean, the only Vocaloid that I actually really know about is Hatsune Miku, so, my list is of length 1. And so Hatsune Miku is my favorite by default. Okay. So pitch 1 is equal to I think math.max. Max. Ah, yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Where pch 1 1 0. Yeah. And then player pH equal to at norm. I think this is correct, right? So well, I know for a fact that interesting. Because I just correct it. And then I normalize it. Oh shit. This should be correct. Alright, all those are those. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. This should work, actually. Ooh. It's so fucking incredible. So God, I love math so much. Oh, math is so great. Yeah, so if you can't tell, I can't look behind me anymore. Like, I can't look behind me vertically anymore. Right, it's bound. Each of these three regions tells you, I think, this is weirdness, yeah, that should be correct, yeah. Yeah, should be fine, that should be correct. That is 90, yeah. So X is the, red is the X-axis. Green over here is the Y-axis. This is canonically forward, actually. And blue is the Z-axis. Z-axis. Z. So this whole hemisphere up here is blue. This whole hemisphere here is red. This whole hemisphere here is green. Where these two meet, you get your yellow. You get your magenta up in here. You get your cyan up in this corner, and then you have white right somewhere in there. Where they all three meet, right? So we have the correct ray casting. Ray casting is done. So I'm casting rays out into the world. Almost. Right? Because the actual ray itself has an origin and a direction. We just have the ray direction. So, ow, fuck. Unshrimp yourself. That goes for you too. Everyone else that's watching this. I don't care if you're on YouTube right now. Unshrimp yourself. You're not a shrimp. And even if you are a shrimp, you don't need to worry. You don't need to curl up. Okay, for defense, you can relax, spread out, wiggle your toe beams, wiggle your little sticks, your little claws, your appendages, open close, open close. Okay, unshrimp yourself. You're not cooked. Okay, so we have that down. What's next? We have so we have the redirection. Ray org is equal to Vec 3 how tall should I make the player? Because the ceiling detection and the floor detection are going to be handled slightly different. Because I might make the ceiling a little bit lower than the floor. But then again, I don't really know, right? Because I can cut the ceiling in half. I can like cut the ceiling in half. I can do exactly what I did. Well, I mean, I think the easiest way of doing it is I just make it the in the squares. I could do the squares like I did in the OG, right? With the bricks. Cause I could do the OG. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go the OG. Do bricks. So I'm just gonna hard code. Alright, fine. Player I you know, fundamentals, it's just a couple more keystrokes. Don't, because you're also going to be using that a lot, right? You know, because this stuff is going to happen a lot, right? So okay, so we have so I have that. This should be what? Because we have the pixel array construction. Oh, right, yeah, I wanted to have, I wanted to fill in some transparency for my PNG tuber. It doesn't need to be a lot, it just needs to be enough so that it's still, like, readable behind here, right? Because I like transparency. Haha! Dangly parts. Something like that, right? So, we have that. Now, what we need to do is we need to have... So we have the uniforms. I know this is a uniform, but I'm also just setting it because I can't be fucking bothered. I'm going to end up eventually doing things like dealing with my brain is not functioning. I cannot fucking think. The heck? Anyway, head bobbing. I'm probably gonna have some head bobbing and stuff, right? So I want that. I am going to have the compressible mode and incompressible mode. I don't know. I could make it compressible. I am gonna call it something else though. I think I am gonna call it something else. I think I'm gonna call it Anti-Bitrate Destroyer 9000. I'll probably actually make it a launch like an environment variable, or like a launch argument. You know, vidsafe equals true. Or destroy bit rate equals 0. I might do that. You know, destroy bit rate equals 0. Bit rate obliterate. Bit rate obliterate equals 0, something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm just sad that the noise suppression didn't fucking work. I'm like super tore up about that. Cause I had it turned on, but it like doesn't fucking work very well. So I don't know. Oh. Interesting. I don't know if I like it though. Weird. This might actually work a lot better than with the noise gate. Doesn't look like it's hitting my CPU too hard either. Like it's kind of struggling here and there, I see. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, actually, I think I am gonna keep it. I think I was just having issues because I was also feeding through like a noise gate and all that other stuff. So I will keep it like this and just hope that it can keep up and it can work properly. So let's see here, which also means I think I can actually change properties. Audio source, mix audio. Desktop audio, chat, music, mic audio. So I can actually lower, yeah, I can lower the reaction threshold way down, like 45. And then that way it will be a lot more sensitive, but it will pick up on my voice a lot more. I think that's the play. Wow, I wish I'd known the noise suppression was a thing in December. Whoops. Oh well. So that's a thing. Hooray. Alright, so we have the mouse controls are done. Right? My mouse controls are fucking done. Gucci. They are doo Gucci. So what is it going to be next? So we have the player pause, player eyes. That's the ray origin. We have the ray direction and the ray origin. And then the next thing is going to be the DDA algorithm. But part of that, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, is going to be the actual thing. I think the only kind of texture that I can pass in is I don't need to do that yet. I can say, because what I could do is have I could do a Boolean. Well, I don't want a Boolean. Do I want an int, float, an int? Because I could do because like what I want to do is I want to have, well, I mean, it'd be really nice to have like a jump table and stuff like that, like a switch statement, things along those lines. The problem is that switch statements don't really work with GLSL, right? So conditionals aren't really like a thing in shaders. They are, right? Like shaders do have shaders do actually possess conditionals and branches and things like that. But they don't have the same they don't really have the same kind of they're it's not the performance is way more expensive on, like, branches are way more expensive on in shaders than they are in normal code. So you can run into a lot of problems if you don't write your shaders very well. Okay. 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 Um. So you could do an int. There's a potential to have a per. I mean, I can always just change it later. It's fine, right? I can just change what it is later. I'll probably just break, but it'll be fine. So, get cell, and then it's an in. We got 3. Oh. Well, I mean, I could just say dire origin and return. Oh wait, get cell. It's a point. This is a point. And vec2 and ivec2 maybe. I could do an ivec2. ID return. Oh. Right. Because I could do like a full thing, right? Because I could say, hey, return an integer. Return int. D dot x something equals 0, or 0, or id dot x greater than or equal to 7, or id dot y is going to equal 0, or id dot y 7. So I can just do that first. Right. And I just return as a int. Big Bang Boom Bob's your uncle, right? um, the next step is the DDA. Right? So what is the digital differential analysis circuit? Let's explain. Digital differential analysis is a very scary sounding algorithm. Digital now. Yeah. So if you have a bunch of I wish I had things on my thing. I don't. Oh, I said this, you dumb fuck. So say you have a bunch of I'm just going to assume that all these are evenly spaced. I mean, they're relatively evenly spaced, right? So, we're also going to assume that not only they evenly spaced horizontally, but also vertically. You have some ray starting here, going through in some way. Right? So how do we find out what the situation is? Right? Because what you can have is that you can have in any one of these cells, you can intersect, right? So how do we find out where the intersections are? Well, one of the things that you can do is that if you know the cell that you're currently in, you can just check the cells, right? Because if you just check the cells, you can find out if it's solid or not. You want to check the cells in this order here, right? Same thing as if it was like that, right? That's another thing you can do, right? So, how does this work? Well, step one. So, step one. You check the cell that you are in. Right? Check to see if it's occupied or not. Then you step to next intersection. Right? You make this step. 3. Move to next cell. Right? Check this one. 4. Go to 1. Right? That's all you have to do. This exact order is the order that you do. So, how do we do right? Because what happens is you go to the next one, check this cell. Is this cell occupied? No? Or then you go to the next one, move over to the next cell, check this cell. Is this cell occupied? No? Well, then you go to the next intersection, you move to the next cell, check this cell. Is this cell occupied? No? Well, then you move to the next intersection, move to the next cell, then check that cell. Right. So the important part. So the two that's like this one is just, you know, map dot x I d dot y, right? So that one's good, right? That one's fine. This one, self-explanatory, right? So the two that we really need to do is 2 and 1. Let's talk about step to the next intersection. So if we take a look here, you notice that if we take a look at just these four, if we take a look at just these vertical lines, right? These ones at a time. We take a look at these intersections here, 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 here. We notice something, right? Oh, Kern is the game that I'm. I would show it, but I don't have a version that runs on Linux. So, it's actually available on. There's a link to it on at the in the description of my title screen. It's a Wolfenstein 3D styled, retro style game that uses retro rendering algorithm and is entirely rendered in static. So every single pixel is either white or black, and it just toggles the probability of one or the other depending on the grayscale value. So it's very trippy looking. It absolutely destroys bitrate, like, perfectly. YouTube compression algorithm and Twitch compression does not like it at all. It's hilarious to watch people try and play it on like large screens and stuff. It looks fine if you're doing it on like a small screen. But yeah, QRN is actually a Morse code code that is are you bothered by static, or I am bothered by static, depending on if it's a question or an answer. Right. So if you send, you know, Q R N question mark, right? This is a question, you know. Are you bothered by static? And then if you receive, and without a question, it is I am static, right? So yeah, it's a very interesting idea that I made in 2022 actually. Well, 2022, 2021, 21 or 22, 21, 2021. 22? I can't remember. I'd have to like look on itch to find out. But so yeah. So if we take a look at these x value ones, And then what we have is that these are all evenly spaced. So all we have to do is just calculate what this distance is. And that distance is literally 1 over, right? It's the spacing between these two, the spacing between this and this, divided by array dir dot x. And then the same argument can be said about these intersections here and here, right? Along the blue. That is also y is 1 over r dir dot y. And these are fixed. They'll always be that, right? So the only thing that you need to do is calculate the first point. You just need to calculate this first point and this first point, right? And then from there, everything else is the same, right? So before you do anything, so this is the loop, right? So we know that this is the loop. So now we have that. So then how do I know which cell to step? Well, if we step, right, if we step here, we go id dot x plus plus, or plus equals r dir as plus equal the sine of r dir dot x, and then here, if this is what we do, then it's id dot y plus equals sine of r dir dot y. That is what it is, right? And first character model for the game, we're gonna try and make animation mean. Yeah. I mean, by the time you get there, there's probably gonna be a lot more new ones, and there's likely gonna be one that really, you know, bites hard and grabs your attention and inspires you to do it. You know. I mean, I'm excited to see what you come up with. I'm excited to see what you do. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to watch. I mean, I've been excited to watch you grow as a game developer too. Definitely starting to understand the meaning of scope, even though you're completely fucking ignoring it. But you know. Yeah. So we know how to do. We know how to do. So I feel like no should be big game than one big game. But buddy, blackjack is not big game shaped. You just kept on feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. I blinked and I come back and it's fucking big round boy. I'm just like, buddy, why? No. I took a nap and woke up and it was a fat fucking game. Why? Fucking sent the game to the grandmother's house. Grandma's house. Came back all fucking portly. That's what happened. So we have so we need to do the setup. Which is the C dire. So what is the init, right? So what is so let's take a look at the at each step separately, right? I guess we could do that. So 0. Right. Have multiple characters that you played alongside and acted differently from each other. That was fucked to begin with. Yeah, buddy. That. I mean, fair, but still. So let's see here. Step 0, right? This is the init. What things do we need, right? So for one, you need the we vec2 delta is equal to 1.0 divided by our dire dots x y, right? Because this is also going until the distance matches the z, right? Because we also know for a fact the distance. Right? Going the distance. I mean, we could do that first, right? Because the set distance is the overall distance, like the distance to, like, say, plane, is going to be h on 2, right? So we can do float floor seal is equal to the absolute value is equal to the absolute value of yeah, h divided by r dire dot z, right? Floor seal or h dist, I guess. H dist, horizontal distance. Oh, no, v dist. Floor distance. Floored. Floored. Alright, floored. I'm just gonna call it floored because fuck you, I guess. I don't know. Shut up, that's why. We need the floor distance. We need the delta, which we already have. We need the distances in each direction. Or distances, right? Dists. We have a vec to dists. this is something. So if there's like a really easy way of doing it, because you want to find the minimum distance, right? So, it's just the min of, what is it? The minimum of either x or 1 minus x. Yeah, the minimum of x or 1 minus x. The minimum is the min of r org 1.0 minus r org. Times the delta time times dt times dt times deltas times delta. That is way fucking nicer than the way I bend it. Yeah, because then that just gives us the first bit, first sprint, and we just keep on adding up to that. And I think that's all we need. So let's do that part first. I've been meaning to start keeping track of like how much time I've been spending and stuff with all these and all that stuff. But I haven't been doing that, so I'm terrible. That's fine. So we have to get some. Now I can do. I can make it a void. Because like the way that I'm supposed to be doing it is I'm supposed to be like passing the information off onto something else, right? I basically bake in the information of like what it is that I'm doing. Effectively creating a monad, right? Because I want to just like I want to keep adding in information on top of what it is that I'm doing. Now I can do that with structs. I don't know if I can do structs with OpenGL 2.1. I don't know if that was introduced. That might have been a 3.0 thing. 3.1 thing. I'm much more used to OpenGL 4.6, just because I really like the modern stuff, right? But one of the things that I can do is I can just say APA, and then I can have it return distance. Well, I mean, I could just return the distance, right? Because if it hits a wall, or if it hits a, the floor or ceiling or something, well, I am gonna have to. I'm gonna have to figure all that shit out eventually, anyway. So, I don't know. For now, I'm going to do a float DDA, and this will be in vec3 r.org in vec3. So the deltas, yeah, okay, yeah, so it's the I height, yeah, because I'm just gonna say like pass in the color and then pass in any of the other information. So the DDA algorithm is going to be what exactly, no? It is going to be r.org r dot r.org r dot. This is going to be what exactly? Look at eyes. Huh? I don't know. My eyes are a little bit off to me. I don't know. The DDA. So step one. Right? Zero slash. Right? So here we can do float forward and here. I'll take value of layer I and I r dot right. And then for now, let's do actually. We got the DDA org should be all Gucci Gucci. Looks like it. So and then we can say D 10. Monday. No, well, I mean, if it's like straight up and down, right? Like there's that is the horizontal distance, right? Because, like, technically speaking, I would want to do this in full 3D. But it's kind of a pain in the ass. Right, because all I'm doing is seeing how far into. Because I'm not getting the, like, I'm not detecting the, oh, the game that was made of static is that I had you play, that's Chrome. So fucking banging, clanging. Okay. So yeah, it should just be the end, right? Those distance. I mean, I could do fract. Let's do equals a frat, fractional component. Org. That should be. And then this should just search 915. And 15. Monday. What did he say? Monday. Yeah. That's fine. Okay with that. Okay. There's also like better ways of handling
That's like the striations is fine. That's just a artifact of handling things. But yeah, I mean this is your perfect um Monday. No. It's a weird october weekend. It's not. Strange. I can't move around yet, but definitely do that. So I can change that. And do I want to? Do I care enough? Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Because there's also like, because there's the actual physical, because there's the player, because there's like a difference between like the true position and the eye position. Because if I want to have if I want to have because if I want to have because like I could I don't know how to I don't know how to explain it. Because the big thing that I could do because the big thing that I could do okay. Yeah. So how long have I been going for? 2 hours. 2 hours and a minute. I went for what, 3 hours this morning? That's a total of 5. I could go a little longer. I can go a little longer. I can go a little longer. I can go longer. I can go longer. It's fine. I can go longer. So I could do, it would be nice if I had, it'd be nice if I had, right? ViFM, yes, yes sir. I use Vi File Manager to navigate my stuff. Hello, you are a first-time chatter. How's it going? Well, at least I think you're a first-time chatter. I didn't say you're a first-time chatter. I don't recognize you. But hello, welcome in. OX9911DD. That's a big number. That's a real big number. That's gonna be in hexadecimal, so 256 times 256. I mean, that's a 24-bit number. It's big. So how are you doing tonight? Let's see. I guess. I don't know if I want to do player dot velocity. And I guess ugh. Alright, fuck. X is equal to 0. Nande. Thank you. Do you do much, you do any, programming stuff? 99 Sigurd programs. I haven't taken a break at all this stream. I have been going non-stop. Interesting. Oh. So, heard out well about why. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Sure. Hmm. Maybe. So, this is. C at I is equal to plus B. Okay, so return. Yeah, because we want the position to be equal. It's literally just the left plus forward. It's the left forward. It's the left and forward vector. Left and forward vector. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. No. What? Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Correct. If it is in 90-degree rotation, then x is -1 and y equals 1. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, odds is equal to. Oh shit. Hold on. I want vel. I want vectad. Vectad. Player dot pause. This is player dot yaw index 2. Right. So I also need to do a vel sub. Vec. I will eventually C is equal to that for 1. Okay. 2 and C at index I is equal to A minus B. I can do that. Yeah. Okay. Oops, I spelled it. F is positive. back out. Yes. Hmm. God damn it. There we go. Oh, balls ass. This is not going to work. Because what I also need to do is dump down. Oh, that's not going to work. Fuck. God damn it. It's not gonna work. Shit. Because these are tables, not arrays. So, key value. For each key, do some stuff. I mean, it'd be nice if there was a fucking... I mean, I could do key. Yeah, I could do key. For I in pairs A do blah blah blah. That should work actually. Oh, this is not fucking correct. Okay. Now it's gonna work. Because these aren't arrays. And they should be arrays. Once I fix everything up so that I actually have some fucking vectors and matrix operations. If I actually get to it. Because I don't know how to do fucking object-oriented bullshit with Lua. The whole metatable system is an absolute colossal pain in the fucking ass. It's a massive pain. Okay. So Here we go. Yeah, like advex, so that will work now. And then, what do I do? And send, um, player position. Oh, fuck. Shit. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. Ah. Everybody stretch. Time for stretchies. Stretchies. What the fuck? Okay. Um, we could do index and new index and do a bunch of freaking extra work and shit. But I don't know if I feel like doing all that. Do I have, um, what am I using? The X's and the Y's. I'm not. I'm not using it at all. Okay. I'm also not even using this. Right? Because I can just remove that. And I actually want to do 0, 0. And fix it. And then in here I can fix this again. And then say hey, oh, that. And then up in here. Because the way that because the way that it expects things to be sent, right? Um, it expects just a raw table with like an X and a Y and stuff. Because I don't think it can do XY. If it could, then that would be great. But I also don't care enough. I'll just deal with this. I'll just deal with indices. Like it's fine. I'm gonna be doing. I'm mostly just doing a bunch of fucking math on it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right? Like it literally doesn't matter. I can just yoink and then paste and then paste and then paste. Right? So. And that's not correct. Right. Shit. Monday. No. What the fuck? Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Because the val. It's the velocity. Right. I also need input released. E is equal to input S, input D. D is equal to E. F is equal to input S and S is equal to input so I have those, right? At least. Because I also need to have the function be pressed function love dot P released. P released. P or function and and right, there we go. I need to back multiply. Where dot pause and then back multiply. Where dot well et well, yeah. This local one in the u v I equal to v I times s and return v. Yeah. I think this should work. I mean, if I start going in weird angles, then that's fine. Weird. Huh. Oh. Um. Ooh. Yeah, I can't move. I can't look and. Interesting. So it's like going a little bit Nanda. Nanda. Nani?
Money. Um. Mm, Interesting. So I'm actually. Uh, but I'm. Uh, my handedness is wrong. My handedness is wrong. Non uh, but that's correct. So that is correct. That is correct. That is not correct. That is not. That is correct. That is correct. But along the x-axis is not. That should be... Oh, that's correct. This is not correct. Because that is... My vision is... Cattywampus. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Because my vision... My rendering, the XYs, the angles are flipped. Because when I go into the positive direction, I should be... Yeah, when I'm looking in the positive direction, right? Because this is correct, right? This is that, right? When I look in the positive direction, when I look towards, when I go from positive y towards positive x, that should be a negative rotation. When I go from positive x towards positive y, that is that's a positive rotation. So that means what? So how is it that it's working? Pretty sure this is gonna be very wrong. Oh, yeah, that's very wrong. Really cool though. That noise is really nice though.
But this is not correct. And this noise is due to floating point rounding errors. Okay, so that's what having them do that. So that's not the issue. What is? Why Nanda? Nanda. This should be a negative. This should be a positive. But I still want it to look in that direction. And I still want it to look in that direction. And then you do a double flip. That don't make sense. The z-axis fine. So what is it that I'm doing? And is it so for one, let's fix this. Right? So this is okay. So this is still. This is actually what I expect. Right? I am looking. Yeah, this is what I expect. But the rendering is. I don't want it to be this way. That would be correct. Alright. I'm facing X incorrect. So Nande. Do I need to flip the x-axis? No. Because I'm only flipping the z-axis. I'm only flipping z. Like, that's like the whole point of it, is I flip z. Right, I'm mirroring z by mirroring the y-axis. Here. That's what this is. Screen position. Divided by screen size. Back 3, player yaw. I feel like I'm fucking something up. So why is it correct but actually wrong? Right? Like, why is it correct but actually wrong? Because I could mirror everything along the x-axis. At which point, what? I'd be facing... I mean, I don't understand what's going on. Yeah. Oh, wait. What? Wait, why am I... That's still wrong. Nande. Nande. This part is correct. This is correct. Now these are incorrect. I want... Yeah, there's, something... Because... This is incorrect. Something is wrong. Something is very... Yeah, this is correct. This is correct. Why did I do that? Still, yeah, there's something wrong with my rotation. The rotation is wrong. But it's not. My rotation is wrong, but some part of it is wrong. But it's not. So that is correct. Something about my worldview is incorrect. What is wrong about my worldview? That is... So... I'm still... Why? Nande.
lesser than. Why is it lesser than? It's not how that should work. That's not that's incorrect. Can I just negate it? Yeah. Still come back, but still reversed. I'm good. That is negative. Why is... Because it's not, but the rotation is wrong. Why is the rotation wrong? What is wrong with the rotation? Yes, 4D. I have to ask Cloud for help. Cloud for help. Point out where I'm going wrong. I don't know. They can't figure out what's going wrong. See, using AI to analyze my shit and to pick out flaws, that's one thing. Telling it to just create entirely new fucking bullshit does not fuck. Right. Like, it's... AI can be fairly good at analyzing bugs in like human created code. It's fairly good at doing that, especially if you tell it exactly what the bug is. But yeah, I'm going to be ending it here.